Hello and welcome back to the podcast. We are going to be doing things a little bit different today. Might be a quicker episode for a few reasons. One,
Mm.
we don't have internet and we couldn't do our research on our computers for the episode.
That's that.
That's our
That's
bad.
point one.
We're winging it. Point two. Apparently we've never been on live television
Ever.
and the roads are very bad, so we need to get home from the studio
Immediately.
ASAP. So it's gonna be a quicker episode. We're winging things.
And you might ask, why aren't we doing this episode tomorrow, the day after that, maybe even the day after that? I'm supposed to be on a plane tomorrow for work.
You're heading out of town.
I'm heading out of town, and the roads aren't looking too good.
The planes might not be able to plane.
Planes might not be planing, so we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. I'm still not packed for that either.
I'm glad you said that because it's your fault we're in this situation.
It is at the root of things my fault because we are very out of our normal routine. We're recording on a different day to accommodate my work schedule. But in my defense, we wouldn't have been able to make it to the studio on our normal day because the roads are going to be bad. And the planes aren't planing. The cars won't be carring. So things are going to be thrown.
Regardless, it's not our fault. We can't control the weather.
It's not our fault, but this is still going to be a great episode. We don't know where it's going. You don't know where it's going.
And that's all we can say about that.
Yep, that's that.
Might be a shorter episode. Also, for bonus content,
it's going to be crazy.
I wouldn't say we're winging it because we're going to be reading my DMs and reacting live to them. So it's going to be an interesting bonus content for sure, to say the least. But yeah, other than that, let's get into a little weekend recap.
Okay.
It's normally how we start. Honestly,
it is.
I've got to be honest. I didn't really do anything this weekend.
We hung out.
Except hang out with you and watch football, which I think, let's be honest right now. If you're listening, there's going to be some football talk. Which is what you should expect from a football podcast.
This is our podcast now. We talked about Tom Brady all season 1. And now season 2, all we've talked about is the Lions.
And it's clearly not changing.
We're not hiding the fact. I think I've worn a Lions hat
for the last 5 episodes.
At least.
Same.
I can't do anything but rep the Lions at this point.
I know.
I went a little insane after they won this weekend. And that's maybe getting ahead of ourselves. But I did a lot of shopping.
Oh, no, you actually did. I was very stressed out.
I was stressed out.
I am literally physically at the game, and Brittany starts sending me her outfits for the next game. I'm like, can you let me live in this moment, please? But it was fun. We also just, I don't know, we ate. I will say this. Ooh. I stuck to dry January.
And that is amazing.
However, I was
spectacular.
There was 4 of us. You guys do the math. There's 3 out of 4 of us drank.
Where? She
was one of the other ones.
Backtracking to Saturday. This is pre-Lions game.
And we didn't recap it yet.
No, we didn't. We were gathering I think to hang out, but my request was, can we watch football?
Which we did.
We actually went to a restaurant, plenty of TV, so I was very happy with the situation at hand. And yes, everyone at said dinner did order a drink. Except you. Yeah.
I have to be honest.
I was proud. I was proud of you. I think other people were trying to knock you down a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
And I said, I'm proud of you.
I will say this. I have been in several situations where I almost gave in.
Yeah.
Even on Sunday when I was going to the game, I almost had a drink. But every time after, if you're still in it and you're like me and you're struggling a little bit, every time after I didn't have the drink, later in the day.
You felt better about your decision?
No, I was just I'm glad I didn't because there would have been no reason to. I would have been mad I wasted it.
Honestly.
In that moment.
Here's the thing.
I kind
of feel that way. About the drink that I got at dinner. And so I've had 3 drinks all of January, which honestly isn't bad, but I'm not that crazy regardless. It could have just been that way, not intentionally.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the marg that I had prior to the Lions game versus the Rams, the wild card weekend.
So I will say, if I would have had a marg, I don't think, if I would have had the specific marg from the specific place that I
I'm
really
referencing,
like,
yeah.
I would have,
And this
it would
was
have been
that marg.
totally worth it.
Yeah, that
But
marg was worth it.
in the instances that I didn't, like at that dinner, like I'm so glad I didn't, because when we got back to the house and watched football, continued to watch football for several more hours, I was like, that would have been so unnecessary, and I would have been so mad at myself if I wasted it in that moment.
And then just didn't do dry January.
Like, yeah.
I feel that because then, so my second encounter of having a drink was actually Friday night this weekend. Brian and I went to Chili's. I love Chili's. We go to Chili's at least once a month.
It's so crazy.
We love it.
I used to get it by
Really?
Yeah, by MSU. There was one, and we used to get it because they always had deals on like margs and stuff.
Really good deals. We missed happy hour, but we got. Well, Brian said, and normally when we go to Chili's, it's like a soda kind of thing, you know?
A soda thing? Who
Yeah,
are
like
you?
it's
Why are
not
you saying
like
soda? We say pop.
Pop, whatever. That's normally the vibe. Actually, Brian doesn't drink soda. Water for him, soda for me. And this time when we sat down, he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm getting a marg." And I thought he was joking. And so the waiter comes and I order like my Coke, and then she goes to get Brian's order. Yeah, my Coke. And that's how I say it too. I go, I think yeah, Coke, not to the waitress or anything. And he goes, "I'm gonna have a margarita, please." And I go, "You're not kidding? What happened?
How was it? I just needed.
It wasn't good.
I didn't want to forget this, so I saw this and I just had to look it up to confirm. Applebee's is doing.
I missed it. It was today, wasn't it?
Yes, Applebee's was doing.
Stop it! I was supposed to do that.
$200 a date
They
night
probably
pass
sold out
for a whole year, so you could get a full year of date nights for $200 from Applebee's. I saw this on TikTok and I thought it was like a scam or something, but it's real.
It is real, and I had full intentions on getting it, and I'm guaranteed they probably sold out.
So the pass costs $200, and it's valued at over $1,500. There is a limited amount of passes, the company said.
They're sold out. I had full intentions.
But to be fair, too, the pass will cover up to $30 of food and non-alcoholic drinks per use. But, like, think about that. Each dinner, you get $30.
No,
free.
I'm actually really upset because
But it's same vibes as Chili's to me. That's why it made me think
and I would have been so happy. Me and Brian talked in great detail and length on how we were excited to get this pass.
And you missed it.
I'm so mad. Today was such a busy day.
It's okay. It's a Monday.
Damn.
It happens.
I mean, so yeah, and I didn't enjoy the marg that I had at Chili's.
And your third encounter was on Saturday.
My third encounter was on Saturday when I had my glass of wine. I did enjoy my glass of wine. So I guess
in the
2
end,
out of
it
3.
wasn't worth it.
No, it wasn't really worth it. Honestly, 3 out of 3, like, I would have taken them all back to have the bragging rights of dry January.
And that's what it's really all about.
Yeah, the bragging rights.
Yeah.
But, like, it's fine. I could do
fine.
February, but probably not. I don't feel like it.
No, don't do February.
No, Super Bowl.
Because it'll be a Super Bowl, and we'll be in it, and we'll have to
partake in celebrations, festivities.
What we did see on Saturday, though, this does remind me, back to football. While we're watching the game, we see that one player, just not during a play, pushes another player on the ground.
And we talked about it.
And we were like, oh my God, did you see that? That's crazy.
Drama.
And he didn't get in trouble either. So we were like, You know who it was?
Yeah, I know why he didn't get in trouble.
Because it was Simone Biles' husband.
So it was a little bit deserved.
I feel like that player just humbled him for like the whole world.
And
that's witnessed that situation.
And then when I thought about it, because I was kind of rooting for the Green Bay Packers.
We were, because
we would have had another home game.
We wanted another home game. However,
thinking back on it now, if I had after having time to reflect, I would have never rooted for Green Bay at all, because I don't think that kind of behavior he displayed deserves to be rewarded. And he just kind of was disrespectful. Simone Biles' husband.
Oh my God, I thought you meant the guy that pushed him. And I was like,
oh, no. I would have been rooting for him. I would have saying, I don't know what I would have been
I'm going to bring
saying.
something up really random.
Okay.
But like, and you might not know either, but why do people say, I know like what hindsight means.
Hindsight 2020.
What does 2020
Shut
mean?
the fuck up.
No, why do people say hindsight 2020?
Okay.
Because of the year 2020?
No.
No. Wait.
So your mind's about to be blown because honestly, don't feel bad because I learned this recently too. Hindsight 2020. So hindsight's like looking back on it.
Looking back.
In 2020, people have 2020 vision, clear vision. When you look back on something, you have a clear mind to look back on it. Like you can look at it with clear vision because you're not in the moment.
Okay. So, no, because...
No, and like here's the thing. It makes sense once somebody explains it that way, but without knowing it.
Okay, but I feel like no one said it. I feel like everyone used to say like, oh, in hindsight, this. But I feel like no one said the 2020 part until after 2020.
I have something to say. And we almost talked about this on the podcast. I didn't realize this was an epidemic until you pointed it out. And now it can't be stopped. And I don't know now that people, I don't even know how to explain this. People say whenever instead of when.
Oh my God.
Whenever I was riding my bike, whenever,
didn't we talk
whenever
about this?
I had my first day of school, like.
Yeah, like they're using it
wrong.
Well, I think it's like, didn't we say it's something in the South that people do?
Yes, but now everyone's doing it.
I know, because it's on TikTok.
Whenever I was at work on Monday, like they'll say like a very specific thing, but use whenever when it should be when I was at work on Monday.
Because when is like a one-time thing. When I did this occurred. Whenever means it happened multiple times.
Like whenever I would go to the gym, this guy was an asshole and I hated him. You know what I mean?
Well, that could work if it happened
multiple times. That's what I'm implying. There was a guy multiple times. I haven't been to the gym in a while, so that was a bad example.
That doesn't apply, but like
it was just the first thing I could think of.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, we talked about this a long time ago, and it wasn't as bad back then. So like you didn't know what I was talking about, but now I feel like
it's bad.
It's a thing on TikTok that when people are telling stories,
especially like a get ready,
whenever people are telling stories, but in that instance, you could use it.
I hate it.
You could use it because it is
what you're right.
Multiple times.
But people will say, whenever I was at the mall last week.
Yes, and it's just a one-time thing.
And I don't know why. It's now my biggest pet peeve. Like I feel like it's like nails on chalkboard. It's like when somebody calls out that you're saying and then you hear it a million. It's all you hear is
I do that to my own self.
I do this to my own self as well. But now it's like a buzzword to me.
Yeah.
Whenever, and I'll skip past the video. I get pissed sometimes. I have this thing as well. I get really pissed when people bother me on TikTok.
Oh my God, we were just talking about this.
And I blocked them.
On Saturday, Brittany's block list of random people on TikTok is so long. But they're not just random people. They're like influencers, people that a lot of people follow.
Yeah.
But Brittany just sees them one time, gets pissed, and blocks them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, you can't be doing that. Because then when people ultimately one day realize you blocked them,
they're not going to realize.
I don't know. I see videos of people, like influencers, realizing people block them and being like,
maybe
why did this person randomly block me?
I kind of am online.
I'm
honestly, on this podcast right now.
I will say this. It's honestly so personal because if I went to go look at a random person's page, we just did this last week. We talked about this.
Yes.
If I went to go look at a random person's page, I would never have looked at, but now I know I'm blocked.
And now you know.
It'll eat me alive. So like,
right.
You're doing that to people.
Dude, that's probably not okay.
No.
Like, that's probably not okay.
But I will say this too.
I go about the internet as if no one can see me.
I know.
We talked
with
about
your
this
commenting
last week.
too.
I comment on whatever TikTok someone. I never say anything mean. No.
Oh, you're not an internet bully. That's
I'm
so
not
nice.
an
You
internet
just block
bully.
people.
I'm above that, but I do block people. But it's because they annoy me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't block people, but I will say
somebody will do an extra little, like too many times.
You just got blocked.
Somebody probably blocked us for that kind of behavior.
No, I will say this.
So out of pocket.
My TikTok lately has been following random people.
Stop it. Stop it.
And genuinely, I don't know what's happening or why it keeps happening, but you know how if you scroll on your For You page, sometimes it'll pop up so-and-so reposted.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
yeah,
usually it's if you're following that
Right.
person. So random people kept popping up on my thing like so-and-so reposted.
And you're
So I'm
like, who
why does
is this?
Why is this happening to me? Who's this person? I click on their thing. It's like following something like, I don't know how they're
And
not
you
even
never
following
followed these
me.
people?
And they're not even following me. I'm like, where did they come from? How is this happening? And also multiple times too, what will happen is if you're on the app and someone follows you,
Yeah.
it'll pop up at the top. So I went to go exit it.
And it followed them back?
It sent them a wave. I randomly
Shut
messaged
the
someone a wave, and then I I felt
so
terrible
embarrassing.
too because the person goes back like, "Oh my god, no way, what's up?" Like started messaging me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and I had to like delete the message.
TikTok like stays doing weird things like that.
Yes. Or every time I go on, it wants me to turn my messages to chat with everyone instead of just the people that I'm following
Absolutely
and following
not.
back. I'm like, why do you want? You're preying on my downfall.
They truly
I don't need
are.
to see some of these, but
Well, and they'll do things like you haven't spoke to so and so in a while, and it's like it'll be you, and it'll have been like 3 hours. And I'm like, I don't need to say hi, and it'll be like, say hi. Or it would. There was a point where it was just like sending weird things when I would like send a TikTok to somebody.
No,
like
what
it would
would
make up its
happen-
own words that looked like I said them, and I did not.
No, what would happen is if you become friends with someone on TikTok, like they were following you, you
Yeah.
follow them back.
Right.
When you go to send a message, a video to someone the next time, it recommends them. And so multiple times I have almost sent videos that were intended for you to
You.
people that I just followed back, and I would have been mortified because I don't know
'Cause
them
we
like that. We're
send-
just internet friends. We're not actually
You're not
like
you've never.
I don't know
like,
them
met
like
them
that.
face to face like that.
Yeah, and I've
And
like,
you send some like not like they're not bad, but just like embarrassing,
very niche
humor.
Yeah. And so, yeah, wild times. I don't trust TikTok right now.
We're not supposed to even be on TikTok. Let's be honest here for a second. I've been doom scrolling all month, and we said specifically no doom scrolling in 2024.
Yeah, since that first week, I have gotten the alert every day.
You've reached. Oh yeah,
I've
we
reached
haven't
my
followed up.
limit.
You've reached. What do you do? What do
You
you
can
do?
you have multiple options. You can hit OK and it'll close the app. You can hit ignore. If you hit ignore, it'll say ignore for 5 minutes, ignore for 15
It's like
minutes, or ignore for the day. Every time I've hit ignore for the day, for the
Stop
entire
it.
day.
Stop it. I mean, new me come February, maybe.
I don't believe that,
No.
but
no.
it's okay.
Here's the thing. Just because it's a new year doesn't mean we need to reinvent ourselves. We can love ourselves just the way we are.
That's so true. I'm glad you
Mhm.
said that. What else happened with this football game?
You went to the Lions game.
Yes, I did.
We didn't talk about that.
I went.
Did
It
you
was
like it?
Absolutely insane. Again, there was
Yeah,
fireworks, light up bracelets.
Did you get a bracelet?
Yes, I did.
Absolutely.
What else
Was
did
there
I see last
fireworks?
time? Yes, fireworks, light up bracelets.
bracelets.
But this time,
Entertainment. Forward down the field, man.
yes, forward down the field, man. And this time they gave out towels to wave around.
Wait, did I tell you? Did I talk about this last week? I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Well, because we're talking about towels. Last week, Brian, my boyfriend, went to the game.
Oh
and
yeah.
he went down to like, as people were leaving, he went down like towards like the like bottom of the, what would you call that? The bottom of the lower bowl, right? Like up against
Right
the
next
field.
to the field.
Yeah, he was like right next to the field. And one of the guys that like had the towel carts or whatever at the game threw him a towel. Like one of
From
the
the player.
Yeah, from a player. He doesn't know what player. I think it was the Rams. He's convinced that
Sell
Stafford
it.
wiped his tears with them, is
Shut
what he's been
up.
saying. I swear to God. And it's a dirty looking towel. Like this thing was for sure used. I'm pretty sure there's blood on it.
Oh no.
So he loves this towel. He wants to get it framed. We went to after Chili's, we went to Michael's craft store because I wanted to look for beads for more Wild Friday night. And he was looking at frames. And I go, what do you need a frame for? He plans to frame the said towel. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So he had the towel with him during the game. We watched it at his house, and he was whipping the towel around with the crowd.
I don't know about all that.
He was really in it to win it. So did you keep your towel? Are you gonna frame it?
No, I specifically didn't have one.
Oh, you specific. Oh, there was just
but they gave them
they did
out
look
to
cool.
the crowd. Yeah, it did look cool, like when everyone together would do it. But that's pretty much it. I feel like I don't know if it wasn't as loud or I just had my thick hat on. Because honestly, when we got back after, I took my beanie off and I was like,
I can hear again.
Oh my God. I actually just wasn't hearing it.
You had like a barrier. It's kind of smart.
I had a very big barrier.
From the TV perspective, I feel like towards like the middle end of the game, the crowd was meeting the level at which they were last week. But like at the beginning of the game, it was definitely more hype.
Well, the start to the game was kind of stressful. It was not that good of a start to the game.
Which it got makes sense.
Better as we went along.
It did. That was a very, very scary game to watch.
But people started bringing back up. So now we're getting close to the Super Bowl, which I think the Lions only went to this round of the playoffs one other time ever.
Right. Correct.
And this is the championship round. Next round after this is the Super Bowl.
Right.
So people started bringing back up this Super Bowl logo conspiracy that every year since the last 3 years, the logo that gets put out for the Super Bowl is the two colors of the two teams who end up in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And so now people are bringing back up, okay, it's red and purple. It's going to be the Ravens and the 49ers. That's what everyone's saying. But apparently an alternate logo has been released with blue and red.
Right.
And so I don't know what that means, but
it means they rewrote the script.
True. Everyone was on to them, so they had to. But I will say, even with that original logo, I'm still convinced it's the Lions, and it's the Lions mixed with the 49ers or no, that can't be possible.
What?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah, the Lions and the Chiefs.
The Lions and the Chiefs. And when you mix red and blue, it makes purple.
You're not wrong. I keep saying, this is my personal take on the matter, is there's no way the Lions get to the game before the Super Bowl and don't go to the Super Bowl. Like, they're not going to lose.
Yes, I agree. I will say I was alarmed to hear that the 49ers have been to the Super Bowl more than any other team.
Well, and we're going to take them down.
And we're going to change that.
And we're going to change that because it's the Lions, baby, and Dan Campbell's leading us to victory.
Agreed.
And in Goff, we trust.
Yeah. I'm going to be so stressed out next week.
I'm going to be very stressed. Next week is going to be very stressful. I told my director at work today.
I can't work.
No. Dead ass. We were talking about the weekend, and I go, yeah, if the Lions win next Sunday, I think we should at least get to work from home on Monday because I just think we all deserve that if the Lions are going to be going to the Super Bowl. And she goes, you know what, you're right. And she went and I think she talked to the leader group about it. And I think it's a no, but like.
You tried.
She is on board. And that's all that matters to me.
I actually just saw this on TikTok of everybody saying, this girl made a TikTok and she was like, yeah, I basically just stopped caring if I was qualified for something, if I was whatever, and started just applying to jobs she wanted, even if they weren't in her field or if they weren't in her degree, even if like she didn't have the experience that they were saying they wanted, whatever. Basically, by just not caring and just doing what she wanted and applying for jobs that she wasn't qualified or
quote unquote
raises that she wasn't qualified for or whatever, and it just like worked out for her. And this other girl followed that and asked for a raise and got a 25% raise just asking for it. And so the messaging was just ask for things.
That's what I did.
And you should just...
I did ask for that. I just
said... And you might get it now.
And here's the thing.
And what was the negativity? There was nothing bad.
You know what? There was nothing bad with it. I was just honest about how I felt.
You took a chance.
And it could happen because she agreed with me. You know, I'm becoming more myself, I think, at work now.
That's good.
I don't know if you know this about me, but at work, like, I'm a very nervous person.
No, I do know that about you.
And I say minimal things, but I think I'm showing a little bit more of my personality now.
Aw, you're the personality hire now.
The personality hire. Week? The Bills and the Chiefs played, and the Chiefs won. And we didn't talk about it, but I just really want the Chiefs to continue winning until they play the Lions at the Super Bowl. Because I want to see Jason Kelce in the stands having the time of his life.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I'm a little confused.
He's living his best life.
I keep hearing rumors that he's retiring.
So I saw TikTok on this, and I'm not well versed. And if we had our notes, I would have been well versed. But to my understanding, is apparently there is some sports version of Dumois who just like tells the secrets of the sports world. He's got some name. It sounds like a real name, not a real name, undercover name.
Oh, it's not even a real...
Right, not even like a real person. That's my understanding. It's like a disguise, and they leak news. So apparently what I heard was like, this is the guy that leaked Tom Brady's retirement. And I think
for the second time, or...
I don't know, maybe the first time. I think it was the first time because I think the comparison was that's why Tom Brady came back to make that guy wrong. I'm sure that's not the exact reason.
Just this random guy who
this apparently
doesn't even
guy. Know. And apparently this undercover whoever anonymous person is doing the same thing to Jason Kelce. Is saying there's rumors that Jason Kelce said he retired to his team in the locker room, which may or may not be true. But it's upsetting athletes because they should have the opportunity to like say that on their own and say it how they want to and tell whoever they need to first. So I think all of the speculation of his retirement is coming from that. I mean, I think there's also like talk of him retiring last year, but he wanted to keep playing, win a Super Bowl. So that's like my light understanding.
Oh, because their season's over. So
their season's done now.
He was
at the game
to support the Chiefs.
Okay. And I would anticipate that he'd be at the rest of the games. But we haven't seen that before because like they were in the playoffs and played against the Chiefs last year.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And maybe he came to games for Travis before. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I know the Eagles have been pretty good. But I've just recently started following the Kelce family as of the Super Bowl last year.
Not because of Taylor?
No, I was really interested in like their podcast and the brothers versing each other at the Super Bowl. I thought it was an interesting story.
I've never listened, but I always see clips on it.
Same. I guess I shouldn't say I listen. I'm a frequent watcher of the clips of New Heights. And I just think they're precious gems.
That's sweet.
I think they are sweet. He lifted up a little girl
to show the sign to Taylor.
Like that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I did see that. This is not really speaking of anything. I was gonna say speaking of podcasts, etc. Spotify. I just saw this and I got
I'm done with this.
Yeah, apparently
I'm done with everyone's bullshit.
Use Spotify.
I'm mad for the Spotify users.
I do, but it only affects if you have the family plan.
I don't have any plan.
Well, you're safe then.
I'm speaking for the people of Spotify.
This is making a lot of people mad. They're saying they're not going to use it because apparently they have this family plan, but they're sending out emails to people who are signed up for this, and they're making everyone confirm in the family plan, however many members there are, that they all live at the same address.
I mean, do they have nothing better to do with their lives?
And if you don't respond to this email within 7 days, you're canceled from the family plan and you're banned from joining any family plan for a year.
That's so aggressive.
Yeah.
That's actually so aggressive. and so unnecessary.
So people are also...
Who at Spotify had the time to draw up this plan, present it to a room of people, and everyone
they all
say,
said it was a good idea.
This is a good idea. That's what I don't understand.
Well, people are mad too because they're like, what if you don't check your email, or what if it goes to spam, or you just don't see it? Like, imagine all the emails you haven't seen. That's crazy.
Right. No.
And then being like, well, you're canceled for it.
Like, that's so unnecessary. At work today, we were talking about this book, and apparently it's called, like, Give the Customer the Pickle. I don't know if that's the real name of the book or not, but it's a concept.
I love that.
Do you? I think it might be the name of the book. Not sure. But the concept is like, if you're at a restaurant, it's in the book centers around, like, customer service. And
the customer is always right.
Somebody says, can I have, like, an extra pickle or pickles with that? You shouldn't be saying, oh, that'll be like 15 cents more, or that's just give them the damn pickle, is like the philosophy behind this book.
Because
allegedly.
Now you have a loyal customer.
Because now you have a loyal customer and you're treating your customer with kindness. Like, it's a pickle. And I just
literally
feel
me
like,
with my fucking queso.
Yes.
When I went back around and she was like, no, sorry, you can't have
that story
queso.
when we were talking about this. I go, yeah, my friend went to go get queso.
And I still won't let it go.
And normally they fill the queso cup up and it was half full. So I just think Spotify should maybe give their customers
all of
some
these
grace.
Services.
I feel like this, I mean, maybe they think like calculate it out in their bottom line, they'll get more revenue. But I feel like all they're going to do is piss people off and drive business away, because it's not like there's not great competitors. It's not like they can just say, okay, you canceled me. Well, now I'm going to go to Apple because you fucked me over. So fuck you, buddy.
Oh.
I should have bleeped myself there.
You forgot to bleep yourself.
I forgot to bleep myself.
Did you say?
No, I didn't. I bleeped myself. I bleep and swear. No, I just think it's so
you bleeped and swear.
Stupid.
It is.
Stop nickeling and diming people. Not in this economy.
I agree. It's a crazy time to like get more strict.
It's a crazy time for a probably $1 billion business to say, you know what? Not enough.
Yeah.
You're going to get your own plan or you're canceled. Like, what a terrible business model.
But honestly, Netflix just did the same thing.
Yeah, what a terrible business
if you were
model.
Not in the same household.
It's not the time to nickel and dime people when you're billions of dollars.
Well, people are not happy about it. And I'm not happy that we weren't able to get the
canceled?
shady stories.
I feel like that was shady enough, what I just said about Spotify.
True.
Shoot.
What did you just say? I'm mad because we're not canceled?
What? I don't want to be canceled.
I thought that's what you said.
I'm mad because we're not canceled. No, I'm mad about Spotify hurting the people.
Oh. But you're not even a part of it. You don't.
No, I have no stake in the game. No, I don't go here.
I do, but I don't have the family plan, so I'm like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, they're not coming.
But I
for
would
you
be pissed
if you did have a family plan,
because it literally was like what happened with my Netflix situation.
Yeah. I had to
like upgrade my plan.
I want Apple Music.
Me, Elena, Stevie, multiple people are on it. I'm like, damn it. But it's fine.
No, we need Apple to come out with a like, we won't break up your family or something like that campaign.
I'm sure they're already planning
I hope so, because that's the kind of shit I love. I'm really excited about Super Bowl commercials now. Think about those. They haven't been like super great in like the past few years. Like there hasn't been a lot of like crazy ones, but I feel like this year they're gonna make a comeback.
You think so?
I don't know. Just a feeling.
Maybe.
Just a thought.
There is a good commercial that comes on in between football games all the time.
One?
And it's the one where the electricity socket's like singing. I don't even know what it is.
I think
but
you're living a fever dream.
It catches my attention every time.
Is it?
Yes. Somebody please comment what it is. You've definitely had to see it. It's like the socket.
I've never seen a socket. I'm staring at a socket right now.
Yes, and it's singing, and it's like, it's honestly, it's for some kind of device that you don't have to charge as much anymore. So the socket's like upset because you're not using it as much as you used to because your device
like
is charging.
Dream.
No, I swear.
That's crazy. But I now have a theory to back up the Super Bowl commercials being good this year. I feel like recently brands have become unhinged on the internet and like on TikToks. Like their TikTok marketing is kind of like a little bit unhinged and like
Yeah.
off the beaten path of like traditional marketing. And I feel like the last 2 Super Bowls, like didn't really have time to like develop a whole Super Bowl campaign around being unhinged. And now I feel like maybe we'll get some unhinged.
I hope so.
Commercials. I live for the unhinged commercials.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, that's really all we're looking forward to right now.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah. That's
No.
all we've been.
That's all I care about right now mostly is the Lions going to the Super Bowl and winning.
Yeah, I'm just not even gonna say what I was gonna say. Like, what would we do if
they go to the Super Bowl?
didn't?
If they win?
If they didn't?
If they don't? If they don't win the Super Bowl?
Like,
don't say
no,
that.
No.
If they did? I can't see your lips. I can't.
I don't even want to speak it out loud. I was saying like the reverse. Like, what will we do if not?
It's a good thing we won't have to see
worry
that
about
day.
That, so it doesn't matter.
No, I fully planned like they're gonna win, and like I can't wait till they have a parade, and it's just gonna be
specifically
one
for
of the best
parade,
days of my life.
Not for anything else. All right, let's do this bonus content. We will see you guys next week. Write in your shady stories because hopefully by then we will have internet and we will be reading them.
We'll be prepared next week.
Yeah, and we will see you guys in the bonus content, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.